Why this watch? This watch is an icon of impossible achievement, grace under pressure, battles endured, champions crowned, and records broken. It doesn't just tell time, it tells history.
In 2020, Roger Federer barely played tennis, yet he made over $106 million. Only about $6 million came from prize money. The rest came from endorsements with brands like Rolex, Uniqlo, and Wilson. That same year, Naomi Osaka earned around $37 million, with nearly $34 million coming from sponsors and only a small fraction from actually hitting tennis balls. For both players, their brand made far more than their backhand. In fact, for most top players, endorsements make up more than 80% of their total income. So when you see Federer holding a trophy, remember, he's probably earning even more from holding a Rolex. Hello everyone, I'm Momo from the Tax Universe. In our third episode of Tennis and Tax, we're diving into the business behind those logos on players' shirts. To understand how tennis endorsements really work, why brands spend millions to have athletes wear their products, and later, how the world's top players use clever tax planning to keep more of that money in their pockets. So let's step off the baseline for a moment and look at the business game of tennis. So how do tennis endorsements actually work? Broadly speaking, tennis endorsements fall into three main categories. Let's break them down. First category, short-term or event-based deals. These are quick, limited campaigns. A brand might partner with a player just for a specific tournament, a new product launch, or a few months of exposure. They're common for rising players who bring fresh buzz but haven't yet built a global following. It's less about money, more about visibility, a chance for both sides to test the partnership. Second category, product endorsement deals. This is the bread and butter of tennis marketing. Players agree to use and promote a brand's gear, like rackets, apparel, shoes, or drinks. Younger or lower-ranked players often start with product-only deals, meaning they get free equipment but little or no cash. As they climb the rankings, these deals evolve into paid contracts with performance bonuses tied to big wins or Grand Slam results. Third category, long-term brand ambassador partnerships. These go far beyond the court. They're built on shared values, not just performance. Think Federer and Rolex or Alcaraz and Nike. Here, the player isn't selling products, they're selling identity. Brands choose them because they embody a lifestyle or image that money alone can't buy. These deals are rare, long-lasting, and often continue even after the player retires. And the money? It's huge. Roger Federer's lifetime sponsorships have reportedly earned him over $1 billion, even after retirement. Meanwhile, Carlos Alcaraz, at just 21 years old, already earns around $20 million a year from brands like Nike, Rolex, and BMW, several times more than his on-court winnings. So, how do brands decide who to sign? Well, it's a mix of metrics and marketing magic. They look at performance, of course, but also age, nationality, and social media influence. Younger players from large markets like the US or Japan bring global visibility. Attractive personality, bonus points. A strong Instagram following, that's practically a currency. Agents say the two biggest drivers of endorsement value are youth and success. That's why brands race to sign rising stars early, like Coco Gauff, locking them into long-term deals before they become unaffordable. Most contracts include renewal or matching rights, so the brand can keep them if fame skyrockets. But at the top, it's all about storytelling. No one exemplifies this better than Roger Federer's partnership with Rolex. It began around 2006 for roughly $15 million over 10 years, but the real value wasn't in dollars. It was in alignment. Rolex represents elegance, precision, and longevity, the exact same traits Federer embodies on and off the court. But of course, where there's money, there's always tax. Behind every million-dollar endorsement lies another kind of match, not on clay or grass, but on paper. Because when a tennis player signs a deal with Nike, Rolex, or Uniqlo, the big question becomes, where exactly is that income earned? Governments around the world all want their slice. If Roger Federer earns $10 million from endorsements and 10% of his tournaments are in the U.S., the U.S. tax authority might say, "Perfect, that means $1 million of your endorsement income was earned here, so we're taxing that portion." With U.S. tax rates for foreign athletes hovering around 30 to 50%, Federer could end up paying $400,000 to $500,000 in tax on just that U.S. portion before the money even reaches his pocket. And it doesn't stop there. The UK, Australia, France, each country claims a piece of the pie whenever players compete on their soil. This is called the source rule. In simple terms, you're taxed where you earn your income, not just where you live. For global athletes who play in 20 different countries, that means 20 different tax claims. It's like getting hit with a volley of tax returns from every direction. So how do players deal with this? They use something called an image rights company. Instead of signing endorsement contracts as individuals, top players set up a company, often in low-tax countries like Monaco or the Isle of Man. Here's how it works. The player sells or licenses their image, their name, face, and signature to that company. The company signs endorsement deals and collects the money on the player's behalf. Because the income is now earned by a corporation, not the individual, it's taxed at a much lower corporate rate instead of the top personal rate. For example, in the UK, companies pay around 19 to 25% in corporate tax compared to 45% for high-income individuals. And if that company is set up in a low-tax jurisdiction like Monaco or the Cayman Islands, the rate could even be close to zero. Later, the player can take the money out as dividends, loans, or simply reinvest it, controlling when and how much personal tax they actually pay. So instead of Federer paying 45% on his endorsement income, his image might be taxed at 19% or even nothing at all depending on where the company is based. It's not cheating, it's tax planning. Perfectly legal, but definitely creative. Of course, not everyone's a fan. Tax authorities have argued that if your image only has value because you perform, then the income should be taxed where you play. That debate has led to some of the biggest celebrity tax cases in sports, from Andre Agassi in the UK to Messi and Ronaldo in Spain. We'll dive deeper into those cases in the next episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode of Tennis and Tax.